Bop, bop, beat up, bop, bop, ba-dee, bop, bop. Alright, I guess it's not turn on the lights. Gosh dang it. This is going to be a longer video, so you got to settle down, sit tight, and enjoy the video, because that's all there is to do. I'm going to go over my albums. I'm going to do them very quicker than I did in the first time I recorded this video. It did not turn out well, so this video was like a 40-minute video. It could be even longer, I don't even know. But let's talk about my album collection. So I own mostly CDs. Reason for this is CDs are easy to transfer to my phone. Vinyls, yes, you can do that, but it's like it has to come with the digital copy usually and things like that. Right, but I own more CDs for that reason. I don't own a record player, and so I can't really use the records in any form. It's just like a cool collector's thing, but I don't have a place to put them, you know, on display or hang them on the wall or whatever I want to do with them, you know? So they're kind of just in a drawer, and I'm going to get into collecting vinyls more because I kind of just want to, but that's why I don't have so many. But I'm going to show you some of the random stuff before we get into the albums, because this is kind of my music collection in general. I have a huge collection of stuff. So first up here, this is Notorious B.I.G. Let me try another. I apologize for the noise in the background. Nothing I can do about that. Okay. Oh gosh, I picked the wrong time to record this video, didn't I? So loud. But you know, here is Notorious B.I.G. I like his music. I'm not like a rap person. In terms of the music I listen to, it is majority just like classic rock music from the 70s to the 60s, the 50s, the 80s, and in the 90s. I'm a multi-decade person with music. I also listen to jazz and some country and different things. I listen to almost every type of genre, but you'll see with me it's mostly rock music because that's just what I understand, that's just what I know. I find it the most experimental genre. You know, I grew up with rock and roll, and my dad would listen to things like Queen. My grandpa, you know, our favorite things are to do is get in the car and go for car rides, and we'll go to grab lunch or whatever through a drive-through, or just get a drink at a drive-through, right? And we'll talk politics all day, you know. We're both very conservative people, and we'll also talk about the Beatles a lot. And, you know, it always has the Beatles station on, so that's kind of, it's a sentimental thing for me. It's like, that's what I grew up with, that's what I know, you know. But I do like rap, so I have Notorious B.I.G. here. This is him with the fedora from his days with the Grammys. Now, if you've been on the channel before, you know that I take my pops out of box. And the reason I haven't, unless they're valued, this is not valued all that much. So my problem with this one is it does not stand very well. And I think it's just the pop I got, the Pacific one I bought. The feet is like pushed out more. I think somebody messed with it and broke it. It looks fine in the box, but outside the box, if you really look at the foot, it doesn't look right, and it does not stand very well. So I'm going to keep that. I do regret doing that, but they had no other ones at the store, and I kind of was just like, I just want to own this, you know, and so I bought that. I love the Police. I don't know all the band members by name. That doesn't mean I'm not a fan of them, though. You know, I was looking at these pops a while back, and I was going to get them. So here's the first one here. like I said, don't know all the band members by name, but you know, there's Sting, and I can't remember the other two. But yeah, there's him with his guitar, the other one with the guitar. You know, and then here, I'll just slide these down here, and then you got the, I think this is Sting, right? Isn't this one with the haircut Sting? Because I don't know, I can't remember each one, but yeah, I know there's at least 3 members, but there you go. Oh, drum, I don't know. It's cool. I'm going to slide all these back into my cabinet, and we'll talk about where I got the Police and why I have them. Notorious B.I.G. I just bought at Walmart a few days ago. If you know that if you've been on the channel lately, like I made a video a few days ago, I believe, about stuff I picked up from Walmart. Okay. So those Police, you know, I was in Hot Topic, and I always look in their clearance, and they had a lot of pops, and I didn't think I was gonna find anything. I bought a couple of the Missing Link ones, you know, those were like $3, but the Police, they had 2 of the Police. I said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Because if they just have 2, then I'm going to have to track down the other one, and the other one might be more expensive than the other. It's harder to find, right? I don't want to do it unless they have all 3. And they had all 3, so I bought all 3 of them for about $3 a piece. It was like $9.65, something like that for all 3. Fantastic deal. Considering most pops at Hot Topic are like $12.50. So that's quite a bit of money, right? But they do have good deals where you can get it for like 2 for $27. Or 3 for $27, so that means you basically get 1 free, right? Because it's usually like $33, something like that, and so that's a good deal. I always, right, but you know, I only do that for like newer exclusives or things that I know aren't going to be there for a while, right? And so those were a good time to pick those up. Most of the time, I get my pops cheap at Hot Topic, GameStop, or Walmart, because that's where I don't like paying full price for stuff. Also, the things I like are just more unique than most people, so the pops that I might collect are not going to be the most popular thing. I just have like a variety of interests. Yeah, I'll collect popular stuff like Star Wars, but like I also collect all kinds of different things. So, you know. Anyways, when Rocket Man was coming out, which Rocket Man, fantastic movie, just absolutely incredible movie. I love Rocket Man. Taron Egerton did a great job, and I mean, it just, wow, you know. But this is like a free poster that they had at the theater. It's made to look like an album cover, which is a cool idea. I really, really, really like this idea of it looking like an album cover. I want to frame it, put it on the wall. I don't know where to put it, but it's really pretty, and I think it's just cool. And they even have like the little record thing there, which is freaking cool. And then I was at a convention, and some lady was doing artwork, and if you know me, I love Elton John. He's my favorite music artist. And this is just like an Elton John. I immediately recognize it, and it's free, I'll get it, you know, because she was giving, it's like, I think it was like you followed her on Instagram and then you get free art. And basically, we kind of jerks. We followed her on Instagram and then went, boop, unfollow as soon as we walked away. Which was kind of a little mean. You know what? I forgot to show you off one more pop here. And I got a movie here that I didn't pull out either. I have a couple movies. But one doesn't really count, but I'm still going to bring it up. This is Weird Al Yankovic, which is, you know, I like Weird Al. He's not a great music artist to me. He makes entertaining songs that are fun and enjoyable. I think he's more of a novelty than he is like a real professional music artist to me. And I know that can come across mean to say. I don't mean that as like disrespect to the man. I just mean like his music to me is not music I would listen to and be like, yeah, that's a good song by itself. It's just, you know, it's a parody of something that was already good or was something like, I mean, he's done parodies of like Taylor Swift songs. And to me, like, okay, Taylor Swift songs, whatever, but these are songs that I never thought were good in the first place. So your parody is a funny parody of something I didn't really think that was that good. But it's like, I mean, Spaceballs, right? I watched that and I have like emotional attachment to Star Wars. So I think it's a funny parody. It's a goofy thing I enjoyed on its own too, right? But, I mean, I don't care about, right? I don't care about Taylor Swift or whatever, you know? It's like, it's kind of, the point of the parody is like, it has to be attached to something I like for me to really get into it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, but you know, that's how I kind of feel about that. But the movie here, actually I have a couple movies. I'm gonna kind of give my short little reviews of these movies, and I'll show you the third movie down here too, which I'm showing you for a reason. You'll understand when I talk about Bohemian Rhapsody. So I did enjoy this movie in the theaters. In fact, if I had probably reviewed it, if I was reviewing movies at the time, this probably would have gotten a really high review. And I probably would have ended up deleting that review because that would have been incorrect. I think this was a very fun theater watch movie, is why I got so hyped and excited about this movie. I was checking it out. I was like, oh my gosh, just amazing. Yeah, it was not very good. There's a better Queen documentary that you can check out. It's called Queen: The Days of Our Lives. It's the history of the band by the band. Freddie Mercury was not alive at the time of this documentary, but he's there in clips and like footage that's never been used before and things like that. So that, a lot of people enjoy this. I admit it is a fun movie, but if you take away Queen's music from this movie, there's nothing here. It's made up lies about the band that are not entertaining or make the story better. Like in a true story movie, yes, I understand Hollywood's going to take some liberties, but take liberties only when they're necessary. They were not necessary in some of these places that they snipped and ruined the story. It doesn't make it interesting. It doesn't make it better. It makes it more formulated and boring. There are things that I found entertaining, but a lot of this, I actually watched this movie and believed some of the stuff that they were saying because I was uneducated about the band. Of course, I went out afterwards and I did want to do more research, but I was also like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But then I was like shocked to find out how much they had changed for absolutely no reason. Also, the editing is terrible. This movie had a production issue where they were going to make this movie about Freddie Mercury and deep dive like into the psychosis of Freddie Mercury and kind of the intrigue, which I think would have been great. Like, because one of my favorite albums is Mr. Bad Guy, and this album is like a mental breakdown by Freddie Mercury, just kind of like how he thinks he can't be loved and different things. It's a really fascinating album. But the surviving member of the bands forfeited against it. They did not want this to happen. They thought it was going to ruin Freddie Mercury's legacy, which I think is absolute bullcrap. Because, I mean, I got The Who here, right? The Who. The lead singer of The Who is a freaking pedophile, okay? They didn't pull his albums off the shelves and crap, okay? I don't agree with him being a pedophile. I think that's nasty, but, like, I still have his albums because I like him. I think, not him the person, I like him as the music artist. I like his music. Because he doesn't write songs about being a pedophile, right? And Freddie Mercury, they're just going to, discuss some of the ideas and things, where Freddie Mercury is. And, and you could see some of the lies and how they make the band look cleaner. Like, man, they went to the parties and then they left early, like the other bandmates. Always makes them look squeaky clean. And to me, that's just gross. I don't like it. It's too sanitized. It's too safe. And they made this version of the movie instead. Live Aid was an amazing sequence. It's shot for shot. But it was literally like if I just really wanted to, I could find that sequence on YouTube, like the original version, and just watch it there. Like, you know, I can look it up on YouTube. Do I really need this movie to give me this sequence that doesn't matter? Because it happened in real life, and the real life version will always be better than this made up piece of dribble. You know, I don't know why I said dribble, but I don't know. I think it's just a good word for this. This is dribble. It's nothing. I'm not to hate on people who enjoy the movie. I get why people enjoy it. I just don't find it interesting. And then I got this one for Christmas because it was really cheap on Black Friday, so my dad got me this one for Christmas. I actually couldn't find this one anywhere. I was really looking for this one. Couldn't find it in any stores. But thank goodness my dad was able to get it, and he got it with a slipcover in 4K. I got that Bohemian Rhapsody for like $3 at a swap meet, and it was like, I know that's not a bootleg one. It can't be. Because I don't think it would have this Live Aid sticker on it. So, again, I make sure of this stuff too before I buy it, you know. But yeah, yesterday, this is a kind of this romantic comedy about this guy. And he wakes up, and the Beatles don't exist. And it's kind of this world where things have changed and the Beatles don't exist. I think this is a really well-directed movie, a well-acted movie. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's really entertaining. The editing is really nice. I enjoyed this movie for what it is. But I think the story is just the generic love story type movie, and so it becomes kind of boring in that sense. But I think overall it's okay. But what I wish had happened, they put Ed Sheeran in this movie. Now, if you know Ed Sheeran, he's a pop music artist, but he is influenced by the music of the Beatles, right? And he has quoted them before as being a major influence on his career as an artist. So when I watch this movie and Ed Sheeran's showing up in this universe where the Beatles don't exist, it's weird, right? And I don't like it. I think it's bad. Because it's like Ed Sheeran's here, and it doesn't make sense. And so, like, there are a lot of plot holes that people point out. I'm not obsessed with the plot holes. I'm obsessed that they're implying that music history and music as a genre would be the same. Well, like, not music as a genre, but music as a whole would be the same without the Beatles. There are so many people influenced by their music. There are so many people who have made albums inspired by them. My favorite album, well, not my favorite, one of my favorite albums. I don't really know if I have a favorite, but one of my favorite, no, I do have a favorite. It's actually in this video, but my favorite, well, one of my favorite albums, gosh, I'm messing up my words today, is The Point by Harry Nilsson. And that album is fantastic. It is influenced by Yellow Submarine, and there's actually a movie that is now actually been put out on Blu-ray by MVD Rewind Collection. I need to actually get that one and sit down and watch it in high definition, that is. It's been available on DVD, but this is like a TV movie that's kind of like the Yellow Submarine movie, which is a fantastic movie. Do not own, unfortunately. I need to get that one. But it's really fascinating because it's influenced by that. It's its own thing, of course, but it's influenced by that. You know, Harry Nilsson was very influenced by the Beatles. All kinds of stuff, right? Even that movie, The Point, is narrated by Franco Ringo Starr, you know. And I think to me, music is important, and I think they should have discussed how some of these songs could not. There should have been more commentary in the film, and there should have been less of a romantic comedy. It should have more commentary in it about how music without the Beatles, world without the Beatles, music would have changed greatly, and there would have been there would have been entirely different things. There would have been the next big thing besides the Beatles. There would have been something different, and that would have greatly changed music history. Or discussing how some of the songs could not be released today. And there was some commentary in the movie, a little bit of that. Like, there was a guy, he's a black guy, and he goes in to get this album made, the White Album. Because this guy's, he's making the Beatles music. but he's, saying, hey, I created it, basically. So he's just taking what he knows and doing it again. It's just him singing it, right? But he is changing so he wants to make this album the White Album. Well, the White Album, the black guy looks at that and goes, that's a whole lot of white. You shouldn't make that album. That is exactly what people would say if that album were to be titled that and come out today. Because of woke culture and garbage like that would happen. So there should have been commentary about this guy. He's taking this Beatles music. He's putting it out today. What would happen? What would this mean? What would, there's all these drug songs that the Beatles wrote that were acceptable for the time. Now it's not acceptable. There were certain quotes that the Beatles made that were not acceptable at the time. There's all kinds of different things that would have changed and would have been fascinating to know about or have explored in this movie. But I think it's fine for what it is. It just could have had more of a commentary on these things, it would have made it a lot better movie, a lot more thought-provoking movie, a lot more interesting movie. But as we have the film now in our hands, it's okay. And then the other random movie here is I just got Mamma Mia. The only reason I'm showing this off is to go over my albums. It came with the Mamma Mia soundtrack. It's got 16 tracks by album. Actually, 17, sorry. I'm not ashamed to own this. I enjoy it as a guilty pleasure movie, and nothing more. I can't say, hey, this is a great movie. I can't say this is a good movie even. I could say I enjoy it. I have fun with it. I'm going to quit talking before I embarrass myself even more. So let me put these movies back, and then we're going to go over my books. And then we'll go over my records, and then we'll get to my CDs. And I know this video is already long, but I just felt like these things were worth talking about in a video form. Me by Elton John. This was on my Christmas list. My dad got me this for Christmas. It was $10 on Amazon. I think Elton John is getting ready to retire here. And I think it's because I think he's just old. The guy's in the 70s. I think he's getting ready to retire. And, that movie Rocket Man. And he's got his autobiography already out there. And it's a fascinating autobiography. This is not a kid's autobiography. No autobiography is really for children. But, this guy really goes into the deep, dirty, and messed up stuff. There's when he talks about his abuse, he goes into detail. Like his mom... He goes over how his mom she would take a metal rod and poke him in the butthole till he was bleeding to make him go potty. That's how she potty trained him. She was a psycho. She was a messed up woman, evil woman. And it goes over his insecurities and his deep thoughts about what kind of led him to the bad decisions of his career and some of the great decisions of his career. What led him to becoming a music artist. What the artists are who inspired him. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating read. I've read this at least twice. Absolutely love this. And then this is not a authorized version of Billy Joel. I think it was Fred, I don't know, I can't read his last name, but if you can read that there, Fred, I don't know if you can see that. This is an autobiography about Billy Joel. Now, I picked this up at a Barnes & Nobles. It was about $3 there. $3. It's like, heck yeah, just grab it. I mean, that's a good deal for a brand new book at a bookstore. So I picked it up, and I've not read this. I do need to read this at some point. So I'm going to put these away before these get damaged, because I love these books a lot. All right. So let's go over the least interesting album. I only have 2 here of vinyls. This is American. It's greatest hits. There's the back here. There's the track listing if you want to read that, but I'm going to read them here. The Horse with No Name. This song is absolutely amazing, and if you've seen that show, BoJack Horseman, I have not seen that show, but the cover of A Horse with No Name is fantastic. I listened to that, and it gets me in like a mood of like deep thought for a minute. Like I just sit in silence and listen to that song, and it's fascinating. I feel like that version is better than America's version. Not to be mean on that version of the song. I think it's a great song though. Either way, they're both great versions. I Need You, fantastic song. Sandman, I don't think I've heard that one. Ventura Highway, Don't Cross the River, I'm Only in Your Heart. Muskrat Love, Tin Man, Lonely People, fantastic song. I love Lonely People. Sister Golden Hair, Daisy Jane, and Woman Tonight. I got this for $4 at a store called Bookhounds. This is fantastic art here. I love the artwork. This is some of my favorite album artwork of all time. Of course, you got the plastic here. I bought it in. It's the actual here is not brand new. This is used. The record plays okay. From what they said at the store. I trusted them because the lady who owns it, she does care about quality. You know, most of the movies there are and books are not damaged. They're able to play. So I'm kind of okay with it. I should pick up more albums from there. Next time I will be definitely checking. That was about $4, so I was pretty happy to have that. And then we wanted to get this signed at the Kiss concert. Which I have a Kiss t-shirt. I also have a Notorious B.I.G. T-shirt, that pop I showed you in this box. But it was just 2-pack. I'm not going to show you the shirts because I think they're dirty. Or actually, I could probably do that. I have a lot of music t-shirts actually, so let's kind of go over some of these. And then we'll go back over to Destroyer by Kiss. I got Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix, as you'll see in a moment. But yeah, Jimi Hendrix, fantastic. I don't know if all my t-shirts are music t-shirts are clean, but I'll just show you the ones I got in my drawer here. You know what? The Kiss one does not appear to be clean, so I can't show you that one. But the rest of these are all clean. I'll kind of just show you these. I should have just pulled these out before the video. It's kind of embarrassing to pull these out in the video, but we're going to run with it. Guns N' Roses, because Sweet Child of Mine. Of course, I mentioned Notorious B.I.G. I got this shirt at a Tilly's. The rest of these all came from Target, except for this one. But I don't know where my dad bought this one, but he bought this one off of somewhere online after we went to the concert to see Steve Miller Band, and the prices were ridiculous at the concert for the t-shirts. I mean, oh, you know what? I did pull out the Kiss t-shirt, so I guess they're all clean, but I didn't know that because I'm a doofus and I don't remember things. But the Beatles, I love this t-shirt. Probably one of my favorites. Johnny Cash, probably one of my favorite country music artists of all time. And then you got Kiss from their new tour. And we actually did buy this at the concert. It was pretty reasonable. It was about $20. But there's all the concert locations. If you can see that there. So, I'm not going to tell you which one of those is mine. Because I don't want people coming to my house. Anyways, here's Destroyer. This is probably one of the most famous album covers of all time. Fantastic album. We got Detroit City, amazing song. God of Thunder, Great Expectations, Shout It Out Loud. Beth, Do You Love Me, Flaming Youth, King of the Night, Time World. I mean, just so many great songs. This is the Walmart exclusive version of this, which is the only difference here is me pull it out here. This is the only album, by the way, of vinyl that I own that's actually brand new. But yeah, never been played. Just been sitting in a drawer. So I get a record player, which I don't know when that will be, but I do need to get one at some point. Yeah, that's a fantastic. So yeah, there's those. Alright, now into my CDs, after I spent like 30 minutes talking about everything but my CDs. And I have the most CDs, so, wow. Metallica! I bought this the other day at Walmart. This is Metallica, Justice for All. Never been a huge fan of this album. I think it's a fantastic album, great album. But it's just, I more like this album for the art. Also, I do have a problem with how the CD pulls out, if you can see it here. By the way, this would be cool if it was blacklight. I wonder if it is. I don't have a blacklight, so I can test that out. But, yeah, look how hard that thing is to pull out. And it's no artwork on it, so it gets all dirty and ruined. And I just don't like that. But there is a booklet that just has all the track listings, which is, you know, nice. But it's just like, come on. They could have done something like this, right? Not actually like this, but like smaller in like CD form. But there's the booklet here. And then there's the plastic like this. You see the plastic, it holds the disc in place and you can pull it out easily. They could have done that in a CD format, right? But they did not. And I hate it. Not exactly like that. Don't picture it as if I'm saying that exactly. But Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. I love Bob Seger, Against the Wind, one of my favorite songs ever made. My favorite album, right here. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Man, my brain, I'm going blank right now. But I love this album. This has Benny and the Jets, Saturdays All Night for Fighting. Just so many of Elton John's greatest hits. You know, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, of course, and Candle in the Wind. Fantastic album. Most of these came from Walmart or Best Buy, or Target. Electric Light Orchestra. So, Mr. Blue Sky is a great song. Yeah, I never heard it till I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm ashamed to admit that, but I haven't. And it's a fantastic use of that song. But people forget how amazing this band is. They try so much experimental crap, like Roll Over Beethoven, just fantastic stuff. Like, it's so experimental and interesting. Like, they take this classical music and they make this crazy rock song out of it. It's like, whoa. I mean, just dang. I mean, I'm in awe of this band. I mean, dang. Here's the first album of The Doors. Fantastic album. Come on, baby, light my fire. And then you got Jim Croce. This is the very best of him. Basically has all of his greatest hits. Love Jim Croce. Hey, tomorrow, where are you going? Do you have some room for me? Hey, tomorrow. Frank Sinatra, The Ultimate Collection. I believe this is his first album. I could be wrong on that, but this has all of my favorite of his songs. You know, My Way, New York, New York are on here, of course. Those are his most popular and some of my favorites. I wouldn't say my favorites. Probably my favorite would have to be Strangers in the Night. Steve Miller Band is the greatest hits, basically. And all the tracks are very clear, and you can read them on here. But this is the greatest hits from 1974 and 1978. Amazing band. Because I'm trying to find a job, but it just gets getting tougher every day. Fantastic. This is a live album here of Nirvana, Live at Reading. Fantastic live album. Well designed. You see, like this, like that is exactly what I'm talking about with Metallica. See how the plastic's here, it's holding it in place. And they could do the artwork around thing. It's still the same artwork. You can see it visibly, and it has the booklet here that you pull out like that. So, yeah, I just wish they had done something like that. It would have worked out better, looked nicer, and also would not have damaged the disc so much. The best of the Doobie Brothers. I bought this at Target for $4. Love the Doobie Brothers. Probably one of my favorite bands besides Kiss. It's between those two. I got this at a thrift shop. Will Smith, Big Willie style. I like Will Smith and his rap crew. Don't judge me. You know, the reason he does not cuss in his rap music is because his mama told him not to. And I'm not even kidding. That is real, and he has said that many times. Nirvana, Nevermind, their most popular album, just because It Smells Like Teen Spirit came from this album. And it's like, okay, Nirvana did great music besides just that, so let's kind of acknowledge that. Same thing with Electric Light Orchestra. It's kind of sad to me when bands are only acknowledged for a couple good songs when they really have like a huge catalog of amazing stuff. Like Queen has the greatest hits, but then they have the other really good stuff that people don't acknowledge, you know? Like, Night at the Opera is a great album, but, like, why do people talk about it so much? Oh, because Bohemian Rhapsody's on it. Fantastic song. Above average song. Like, amazing, fantastic. One of the greatest songs ever made. But, like, it's a great album with lots of great tracks on it. Like, Lazy on a Sunday Afternoon, so many other ones. Roy Orbison's super hits. We all know Pretty Woman. He has some other good ones that you should check out. And he's referencing a Bruce Springsteen song. And that Bruce Springsteen song is Thunder Road. I don't have any Bruce Springsteen albums. I need to change that. Cat Stevens, the Icon Collection, and The Who, the Icon Collection. These are just kind of their greatest hits, but they're really nice. These Icon Collections, I enjoy having them. But yeah. Live at Woodstock by Jimi Hendrix. This is a live album of Jimi Hendrix. Great album. Billy Joel, Glass Houses. Probably my favorite album of Billy Joel's, either that or it's The Stranger, which I bought this for $3 off of Amazon, and The Stranger was also $3 off of Amazon, and it's not showing up till May 4th, unfortunately. I ordered it Easter Sunday, and it's not showing up till then, but you know, I'll talk about that when it shows up. But yeah, I love this album. Check it out. And then, of course, we got here the Aladdin soundtrack, the original Aladdin, not the crappy garbage remake that nobody should ever watch. I haven't even seen it, and I just know it's garbage. I just cannot stomach that movie. I've watched enough of the movie to know I just would hate it. But yeah, I love the original Aladdin soundtrack. And this is not the version that has Arabian Nights that says, they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric. But hey, it's home. Where it's not, this is the version that says it's flat and intense and the heat is intense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. You know, I kind of, that's a good guy Disney move to kind of change that, because it's kind of messed up to say where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. Like, that's pretty racist. I agree with that. But yeah, I don't know. And it's also kind of weird that everybody in the movie who is not the main characters has a darker skin tone. They look more white, which I think is a little racist. But I like the original Aladdin. It's okay. But there's some shady things going on there, Disney. What's up? We gotta talk about that. But yeah, that's my music collection. I have a large music collection. I'm going to be buying more. I probably will do one of these every year. It's growing every year. Every day it's growing, pretty much. I buy a new album or something. I love music. I collect albums. I love it all. Do you agree, Arnold? I think he does. So yeah, that's kind of what the deal is here. Okay, that's what the deal is. I have a problem. If you can see all this, this is a problem. And then if you see that shelf over there, that's a problem too. And that is a problem, and that is a problem. I mean, it's all a problem here, guys. I have a problem. Look at this. This is just getting out of hand. So this is not a radio. This is not a real radio. I don't want to confuse people with this. This This is like a lunchbox thing. I have it because it looks cool, and it's just cool to have it sitting here on display. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Come on. It looks cool. Come on. Yeah. But that's the thing there. I love that. So, I thought this was a fun video to make. I'm running out of videos to make during quarantine and stuff. And I thought it'd just be fun to do something I've actually wanted to do. Let me know if you guys want to see me review albums. Like I listen to each track and just give my own personal thoughts. I can't really do super in-depth reviews of this stuff because I'm not a music expert, honestly. I'm more a movie person than I am a music person. I still love music. I know a lot of stuff about it. I listen to a lot of albums, but I don't know if I'm really qualified to go, yeah, that was bad singing, okay? Because I can't sing myself! I'm sorry. I apologize.